And here we are, folks. This is Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Working Hands Radio Overtime. And for those of you guys who don't know or are just kind of catching on to this, a lot of you guys probably know me online as the Tool and Die Guy, and I've spent the last unbelievably 7 years recording training videos. But as I've said before, the biggest issue with the training videos was one-sided, right? I mean, I would get occasional emails from people, and if you work all day, keeping up with your email list is a lot when you're still trying to record videos, right? So the secret thing, the secret sauce to this whole Tool and Die Guy thing was eventually to establish some sort of a way where you and I could chat. And by the way, if you're online tonight and you're popping on and you want to see what I'm up to, just let me know you're here. And I always enjoy hearing where you're from. That's kind of fun. I'm not going to expose your identity or anything. So we're broadcasting live tonight from Erie, Pennsylvania. We're really excited here because we just broke the all-time record for snowfall here. Just hit over 150 inches, 12 and a half feet of snow. It's been a really great time here this winter. But back to Working Hands Radio. So my dream for the last few years was to put together a real talk radio program. Now, I know there's a lot of things I can do online to kind of do that from the house, like I'm doing now, right? I can monitor your comments here and chat with you, but there's nothing like hearing the voice. And to do that out of the house, there's a lot more equipment that needs to be paid for. And rather than do that, I decided to broadcast from a local radio station. So it took me about a year to figure this out. They really just didn't have any interest in streaming. Apparently there's an issue with streaming AM radio. So what we decided to do, or I decided to do, when you're a Tool and Die Guy, you just figure it out, right? So I got this software and we programmed the whole program runs through this laptop. So you not only get the live video stream, which is okay, right? It's me on the microphone at the studio, but you get impeccable audio quality, and you can pick up the phone and call in. So it's a win-win-win. So we've done 4 programs now, workinghandsradio.com, and they're all up there. You can check that out anytime you want. Let's see here. Let's just make sure we get that up there. That's who we are, workinghandsradio.com. Not to be confused with the Tool and Die Guy, but it's the same person, okay? So 4 programs underway, and it's gone really well. I have to say, there was a little glitch this week. They had some power outages in downtown Erie. The local electric company was going to shut the power down for a few hours, and it was right around showtime, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. Sitting there in the dark, hoping the power would go on with my plug. So we just ran another program live over the air that night. Pre-recorded our 3rd week, which was a great program. So they're all up. The first 4 programs are on workinghandsradio.com. But let's go back to the genesis of the program. So my biggest regret is not talking to you guys. And we're kind of doing it tonight, but I can't hear you. And that always irritates me because I would much rather hear from you guys than just go via email. And again, if you're out there tonight, please take a minute and just chime in and say, hey, I'm on here. I'm from where. That would be awesome. But what we're trying to do here is establish the conversation. There was a time here in Erie, Pennsylvania, it's a jewel of the Rust Belt, where, just like the town you're probably from, several big companies employed lots of people. And then those 7 big companies or several big companies had a lot of spin-off work, right? Which started several more companies. So the bigger the first level was, the bigger the second level was. And then those guys got too busy and they'd farm it out, so little shops would start. It all feeds each other. So now we look, fast forward to 2018, but really the last 10 years, manufacturing's taken a big hit. Now, I know I could sit here and lament and be the old guy and say, hey, let's talk about the good old days. Well, I enjoy doing that. And if you've got a good story about where you used to work, it's fun to talk about history. I love history. And, manufacturing in America was, pretty cool. One of the mottos I use all the time on the program is building stuff is cool. So we talk a lot about that on the program. I think it was my second week I had a young lady on from a local high school that's in their robot program. Well, you know, robots are different than the stuff we used to build in shop class, right? But this young lady has learned so much from working with her hands. She's got accepted into 3 great colleges. I think she's going to go to Pitt down in Pittsburgh, and she's really smart. But she made the statement on the radio program that working with her hands has made her a better student all the way around. How cool is that, right? So that's why we're here at Working Hands Radio. So let me just check here online and see if anybody's hanging out yet. Kind of quiet out there tonight, boys and girls. Let's see here. I hope I'm not missing anything. All right. Well, I know my stream strength is strong. It's green, so that's good. So again, my mission here is to bring us all together. There's so much bad news, right? You turn on TV, it's just all bad stuff. And you guys are the smartest guys I know. So the reason I wanted to do the talk radio is to hear from you. I don't want to just sit there and do a podcast. I could sit here and just blather on and on. That's boring. It's fun to get a few call-ins during a program. Hey, what do you think of this? Or here's what I used to do. Here's how we tackle this in our town. You know, that's pretty cool, right? So that's why Working Hands Radio is here. And beginning again on Tuesday night, we have, like I said, the power issue this week. I've been broadcasting on Facebook Live, and apparently a few guys have an issue with Facebook. That's not a problem. Yeah, I can't do both at the same time. So what we're going to do is we'll be right here this Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, waiting for your phone calls. And it's pretty cool. You just pick up the phone. You'll be put on hold until I get to your call. It's not like we have a million callers, folks. You're not going to be on hold that long. And but we get a lot of fun calls, and it's all about the trades. It's all about working with your hands. Because in my honest opinion, in the last year or so, somehow guys and gals who work with their hands are uneducated, and that just pisses me off. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. So let's get together. You're welcome to be here Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. Call in, give me your opinion, and we'll talk about manufacturing, working with your hands, and the trades. Program's open to anybody who works with their hands. I don't care if you're a tool and die maker, a machinist, a plumber, a bricklayer, a carpenter. Welcome home. The host here knows what it's like to stand on his feet all day and build stuff. And again, building stuff is cool. So one more time, let's just take you there to I do want to say one more thing, if you don't mind, if you'll humor me here. One of the kind of cool things about the program also, that's where I broadcast from. It doesn't look like that anymore. The clock's still there. But I broadcast from an old building in downtown Erie called the Boston Store. And now it's called Boston Store Place. And that's what it looked like back in the 50s and 60s. But that's what it looks like now. And along this front row where these cars are parked, that's where the radio studios are. And I can see the street. If you watch the videos at workinghandsradio.com, you'll see the cars going by. Really cool. I remember going down to the Boston Store as a child. So to end up 50 years later, doing a radio program from there, for some reason, I guess it's the circle of life in some interesting way. So I'm Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy. Appreciate you taking just a minute to watch the video tonight. And again, you can find out more about the program at workinghandsradio.com. And I hope to see you right here on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern.